Dear student, welcome to the online learning. Today we will learn about chapter number 3, that is playing with numbers. Today's topic will be prime factorization and we'll learn how to solve problem related to it. So let's begin with our today's learning. So first of all, we'll learn about prime factorization. So children, prime factorization for any given number is that number which can be expressed as the product of its prime factors. So here comes the algorithm which we will follow to determine the prime factorization for any given number. So the first algorithm here says that we need to find any two factor for any given number. Then we'll find the factor, and in factor if we see that we have prime number, so that prime number we need to circle. Then comes another algorithm. As per to this, we have to see that if the factor obtained is not a prime number, then we need to factorize that non-prime number again, and after getting the prime number we need to circle the prime numbers. And this process we continue until we obtain the prime factorization of any number as in terms of prime number. Now let's learn how to determine the prime factorization for any number. Let's say that number as 12. So as per the algorithm we learned, we will first express this number by choosing any set of factor for this number. So let's take that set of factor for this number 12 as 4 and 3. So from this two factor you can see that 4 is not a prime number. So this number we will again split, or we will again break it in terms of its factor. Whereas the number which is a prime number, that number we will circle it. So here the another set of factor for this 4, we will write it as 2 and 2. Clear? As this 3 is a prime number, so that we will not break down again and we will circle it. So to list down the prime factorization for this number 12, we will include all the prime numbers that are present in the prime factorization process. So you can see here the prime factorization for this number 12, we can express it by writing 2 multiplied with 2, that multiplied with 3. Is it clear? Now let's understand how to determine the prime factorization for another number, and let's take that number as 120. So again in the same manner we will choose any set of factor for this number 120. So let's take that another set of factor as 10 and 12 for this number 120. Now while taking the set of factor for this given number, you can see this both the factor, they are not the prime number. So again we need to break down this number which are the factor of 120. So while doing so, you can see here that the another set of factor for this 10, we can write it in terms of 2 and 5. Okay. In the same manner we will do for this 12 also. So while splitting this 12 in terms of its factor, we can express it like 2 and 6. Now again we can see here that this 6 is not in form of prime number. So this will be again splitted up and will be expressed in terms of its factor. So when we talk about the factor of 6, it will be expressed like 2 into 3. Is it clear as visible on the screen? Now you can see here we have completed the factorization, as everywhere we have obtained the factors in terms of its prime number. So children, now we'll express the prime factorization here for this given number 120. So for this we will consider all the numbers that are expressed in form of prime number and which are present in the factorization list here. So we will write it as like 2 multiplied with 2, that is again multiplied with 2 and then multiplied with 3 and that is multiplied with 5. So you can see here we have 3 times 2 here and 1 3 and 1 5 in the factorization list of 120 when we talk about its prime factorization. Now let us learn about the way how we can determine the prime factorization for any given number. So this we can determine using factor tree as well as using repeated division method. So here when we talk about the factor tree method, and we have taken a number as 36 to find its prime factor. So with this method of factor tree, what we do? For that given number, first we try to express this number in terms of its factor. So when we take the first factor of 36 as 2, then the next factor it will be 18 for 36. Then while seeing, so you can see here that this first factor of 36 was 2 and this is a prime number, so no need of again splitting this number, whereas the number which is not in form of prime number, which was the factor of 36, that another factor of 36 which is not a prime number, that we have to split again and we need to express it in terms of its factor. So while doing so, you can see here if 2 is the first factor of 18, then the next factor of it will be 9. Now while doing this next step also, you can see here we have obtained one prime number, so that will remain as it is, whereas the number which is not a prime number, so that factor we need to express it in terms of prime number. So when we look to find the factor for this non-prime number, that is 9, so it will be expressed like 3 multiplied with 3. Is it clear? Now you can see here that all the numbers we have obtained that are all in form of prime numbers. So we can express the prime factorization for this number 36 by including all the prime numbers present in the factor tree. So we will express it like 2 multiplied with 2 multiplied with 3, that multiplied with one more 3. Is it clear? Now if I talk about this repeated division method to find the prime factorization for the same number, let's say that number as 36. So here we form the column and we start dividing that given number from the smallest prime number, that is 2. So we know that 2 18 times we obtain 36. In the same manner, then again as such we have learnt about the divisibility rule. So till the time we'll find any even number at the unit place of any given number, we will keep on dividing that number with the smallest prime number 2. Okay, so here again we have 18 and 18 is even number, so again it will go by 2 easily. So here again we will take this smallest prime number as 2 and with that we will divide this 18. So we know that 2 9 times we can obtain 18. Now you can see here this time we have obtained 9. So 9 is not a even number, so this time we have to look for the another smallest prime number other than 2 which can divide this number 9. So this time we have taken 3, and when we read the table of 3 times, this 9 will be divisible. So you can see here in this division method we have obtained all the factor as in form of prime number. So now to list down the prime factorization for this number 36, we will write all the number that are in terms of prime number. So that we will write it as 2 multiplied with 2 multiplied with 3 multiplied with 3. So children, in any method we will obtain the same prime factorization. So we can use any method to find the prime factorization for any given number. Now let us come to the exercise question given in textbook page number 62. So here comes the first question, that is our question number 4 from the textbook page number 62 of exercise 3.5. So in question number 4 we need to write the greatest 4-digit number and then we need to express it in terms of its prime factor. Okay, so while doing so, first of all we must know that the 4-digit greatest number is 9999, and here we have used here this repeated division method to find its prime factor. And while doing so, you can see here as the number which we have, as we were in need of greatest 4-digit number, so this number is not a even number, so as such we will not start the division by smallest prime number, that is by 2. We have to look for the another smallest prime number other than 2. So here we can see that as such we have 9999, so this number can go with 3. So with that number we will divide this number, and we know that 3 3s are 9, 3 3s are 9, 3 3s are 9, 3 3s are 9. So like this we will obtain 3333. Now again we can see that at every place we have 3 3. So again this number will be divisible by 3. So while taking this again the next prime number as 3, it will get divisible. Okay, and we will obtain 1111, and now this time you can see that this number they will go by 11, and 11 is also a prime number. So children, here you need to be careful and you have to keep on just applying the divisibility rule also to search for a number which is prime and which can divide this number present on the column. Okay, so we will take here now 11 to divide this number 1111. So it will go 101 time, and now this number will not be divisible by any other number leaving 101. So here our factorization is over. So now we will list out the prime factors of 9999 by including all its prime number that are present in the repeated division method. Okay, in the same manner, if I talk about question number 5, here we need to find the smallest 5-digit number, and that's prime factor we have to find. So children, we know the smallest 5-digit number is 10,000. Okay, and in the same manner again here we have used the repeated division method to find the prime factor for this number. So as such we have taken here this 10,000 as per the need of our question, and this number is a even number, so it will go by smallest prime number 2. And when we read this table of 2, 5,000, we will obtain this number. Then again for this 5,000 we will again take 2 to divide this. So by reading the table of 2 2500 times, we'll get this 5,000 divisible, and then again you can see it is a even number, so again this can go with 2, and till the time the number goes by the smallest prime number 2, we will keep on dividing it with 2. If not, then we'll look for the other prime number other than 2. Okay, so in this manner we have completed our factorization for this number also. So now when we list down the factor for this smallest 5-digit number, so you can see here in the prime factorization list we will include all the prime factors that we obtain in this repeated division method. We will not include 1 and the number itself in its prime factorization list. Always remember that thing. Now here comes next question, that is question number 6. We need to find all the prime factors of 1729 and we need to arrange them in ascending order, and we have to also state the relation if any relation is existing between these two consecutive prime factors. So children, first of all, as such I have told you any of the method we can use to find its prime factor for the given number. So here we have again used the repeated division method and we obtain its prime factorization. So here we have obtained the prime factorization for this number 1729 as 7 into 13 into 19, and you can see here the 7 and 13, they are the prime number and they comes one after another, means they are the two consecutive prime factors. And even when we compare this 13 and 19, they are also the two consecutive prime numbers. Means when we talk about the prime factorization of 1729, this number, when we take 7 and 13, they are the two consecutive prime factors. Even when we talk about this another factor, that is 13 and 19, they are also the two consecutive prime factors. Now if we look to get the relation between this two consecutive prime factors, here it comes 6. Okay, either we compare 13 with 7, either we compare 19 with 13. In both the case we are getting difference as 6. Okay, so we can write that the relation between two consecutive prime factor is that their difference is equals to 6. Is it clear? Now come to the question number 7. So here we need to find the product of three consecutive number. Okay, and it is saying that as per the question that the product when we take for three consecutive number, it is always divisible by 6. So this statement we need to verify by taking help of some example. So children, here comes the example to state the things in form of example and to verify our statement. So here let us take this three consecutive number. Consecutive number, just now I said we will take such a number which comes one after the another. So three consecutive number we want. So here we have taken 3, 4 and 5 and we want the product. So we have written it in form of its product. Okay, so when we multiply 3 with 4 and 4 with 5, we have obtained its product as 60, and we know that the 60 is divisible by 6, as you can see. Now the next three consecutive number we have taken as 6, 7 and 8, and all these three consecutive number we have expressed as in terms of its multiplication. So then while doing so we have obtained its product is equals to 336, and we can see that this number is also divisible by 6. Now if we talk about the third example here, so the three consecutive number we have taken, it is 9, 10 and 11, and when we multiplied all these three number we have obtained its product is equals to 990, and we can see this 990 is also getting divisible by 6. So hence through this example we have verified our statement. Now come to the question number 8. Here the statement is the sum of the two consecutive odd number is divisible by 4, and this we need to verify with the help of some example. So children, to verify this statement, let us take two consecutive odd numbers. So you know that odd numbers are such number which are divisible by 1 as well as by the number itself. Okay, it will not be divisible by 2. Fine. Such number which are not divisible by 2, they are odd numbers. So you can see here 3 and 5, they are the consecutive odd numbers, and they are the two consecutive odd number and its sum we want. So we have placed the addition sign between these two consecutive odd numbers and we obtain the sum is equals to 8. Okay, and we know that this 8 is divisible by 4. As such 8 is a It is a multiple of 4. In the same manner, if I talk about another set of examples, so here I have taken another two consecutive odd number, that is 7 and 9, and when we have added them, we obtain the sum is equals to 16, and we know again 16 is a multiple of 4. Okay, so this will be easily divisible by 4. So in the same manner, we have taken the third example also, and with this example we can verify the above given statement in the question. Now here comes the 10th question, that is we have to determine if 25,110 is divisible by 45. So children, first of all we know that this given number, this first given number will be divisible by this another number only when we look to get its prime factorization. And when we talk about the prime factorization of this 45, it will be 5 into 9. Okay, now separately when we find the factor for this two given number, that is 5 and 9. So you can see here the factor of 5 is 1 and 5, as well as the factor of 9, it is 1, 3 and 9. Okay, and you can see here that when we look to find the common factor of this 5 and 9, it is coming only 1. Means this 5 and 9 are the co-prime number, as such they have only 1 as a common factor. Means we can say that this number will be divisible by 5 as well as by 9, because as such we learnt if a number is divisible by two co-prime number, then it will be divisible by its product also by the sum mode divisibility rule. This thing you can get it by the textbook by referring to the textbook page number 60. Okay children, so here we can write that this number will be divisible by 45 also. Why? Because from the sum mode divisibility rule, if any number gets divisible by two co-prime number, then it will be divisible by its product, that is with 45 also. Now see here, come to the question number 11. This question says that if 18 is divisible by 2 and 3, that means it is divisible by its product also. In the same manner, if a number is divisible by both 4 and 6, can we say that the number must also be divisible by its product? If not, then we have to justify our answer. So children, it is not necessary that a number, if it is divisible by 4 and 6, then it will be divisible by its product also. Why so? Because when we take an example as 12 and 36, and when we look to get its factor, you can see that this 12 can be divisible by 4 by reading 4's table 3 times, as well as it can be divisible by 6 by reading 6 table 2 times, as well as this 36 can be also divisible by 4 by reading its table 9 times, as well as with the 6 also by reading 6 table 6 times. But when we take the product of this both number 4 and 6, it will not be divisible by its product. As such, while getting its product, that is of 4 and 6, we will get the product is equals to 24, and that 24 cannot divide this number 12 and 36. Now here comes question number 12 from the same exercise, that you need to solve this puzzle. I am the smallest number having 4 different prime factors. Can you find me? So children, to find this number, you need to think that first of all you have to take the smallest prime number. Okay, and first of all, after taking the 4 smallest prime number, that's product we will find. So here we know that the smallest prime number is 2, then after that it is 3, then 5, and then 7. And while listing down all this smallest prime number, it must not be same, it should be the different prime factors, and while taking this all and getting its multiplication, we'll find the product is equals to 210. So this is the smallest number having 4 different prime factors. Now here comes your home assignment that you need to solve question number 1, question number 2, first and second option, as well as question number 3 and question number 9 from exercise 3.5 given in textbook page number 62. So children, I hope whatever we learned today you have understood properly. Thank you.